YouTube tribe. Hey, 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 it's Positive Ashley, your favorite doula and new mom, here to drop in like a May check-in, like how my May went, Mother's Day gifts that I'm finally unboxing, and just like what I'm expecting moving forward, some of these positive things that are going on in my life that I wanted to share. So I am dressed up. Can you imagine my edges didn't sweat it out? But I just came from a women's conference today. It was really great. If you're in LA, it happens every year in May, hosted by KJLH and Black Infant Health. Um, I've known about both of these for a while. I wanted to go last year, but being pregnant, I was not going to walk around. So this year I decided to go. I only stayed for about 2 hours because it closed at 5, and a lot of the booths were getting ready to pack up, and it seems like a lot of the goodies were leaving. So I arrived around 2 and I left around 3:30. And can you get this? It was free parking. So I know I want to go next year to go early because they had a ton of grab bags to take away that I wasn't able to take advantage of because I was going late. I knew I didn't want to stay all day, so afternoon just worked best for me. But it was a really good day so far. If you've never heard of Lisa Nichols, that was the highlight of my day. Meeting Lisa Nichols. I knew she was going to be there, but to actually have her like point me out, give me my roses and hype me up a little bit. I was just in my little world, holding my bag, walking, and I didn't even notice her, but she began complimenting me like, "Hey you, hey diva, I can't believe that you're stopping traffic. You're having heads turn." And I'm like, who is this lady talking to? Not realizing it was Lisa Nicholas, and I was like, me? She's like, yes, you better. Look at you, queen. Look at you glowing. You look amazing. I was like, thank you. You look amazing. I was like, oh my God, Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols. She was like, yes. I said, this is a pleasure of meeting you. And she was like, no, it is a pleasure for meeting you. I was like, you look great. She was like, you look great. I said, thank you kindly. I'm feeling blessed. I hope you're feeling blessed. And it was just like this beautiful compliment banter going back and forth, and it just felt so amazing because I was looking, to me, very normal, very chill. I don't have on what I had earlier. I had white on, and when I came into the house I just had to take it off because lately I'm not so good with white. But um what I did realize was like my energy radiates positivity, it radiates good vibes, and for me to look chill, like I was in a white dress and my white chucks, and I felt comfortable but chill, and for her to point me out around so many people, me and my little bubble, it just felt really good to be seen by someone as great as her. If you've never heard of Lisa Nichols, she is an amazing motivational speaker, best-selling author, and a survivor of trauma. So if you don't know who she is, I'll leave her Instagram in the description below. And some things inside of me is just like, I should probably reach out to her. Like, I don't know if her assistant's gonna get it or what, but I don't want that connection to go. And I should have asked to take a picture, but she was like in a conversation when she stopped me, um, and I didn't want to, like, I don't know, I guess be that thirsty fan that's asking for a picture, but it really would have lit up my life, and no telling where that connection could have gone. And speaking of connection, Black Infant Health, I interviewed with them last year. Amazing nonprofit, catering to Black women and maternal health, and they were in there thick, like they had their own like U circle row, and I interviewed with them last year, and I feel like the only reason why I didn't get it is because I was pregnant and I was honest about it. The person I interviewed with, she was unaware that I was pregnant, and they asked about like what my maternity leave and whatnot looks like, and it was just really close to my due date, and I never heard back from them, even though I was pressing them about like, you know, hey, what's the next steps, like do I hear anything back. I really feel like I had it in the bag, but because I was going on maternity leave, I think that was a negative against me. Maybe I should reach back out to them too. I feel like a lot of things are coming back into full circle. Like as far as like the Woman Expo that I went to, couldn't go to that last year, but was able to go this year. And then seeing Black Infant Health, and a lot of the representatives there. Maybe I should circle back around, and see about that, because one of the things mental health check-in wise, I feel like I've been doing really well postpartum. um, Unfortunately, my period has returned. And it doesn't feel like a full period though. I'm really light. I'm not filling up a pad. TMI for anybody who's like, too much. But I'm not filling up a pad, and it seems like it's light. I cramped just really small in the beginning, but I'm okay now. So it's been about 3 days, and you know, postpartum, we're already having shifts in our hormones, and I haven't restocked my postpartum pills. I was using essential. They're about $30 to $40 depending on where you're getting them from, and I just never replenished that. So um, today, while I was at Black Infant Health, well, at the Women's Expo, they had a lot of different companies in regards of pregnancy, lactation, things like that. And I was able to speak to a lactation consultant, because since I did start bleeding, I feel like my milk supply has kind of dropped a little bit. It's still producing, but it's not producing as much. Like before, like my boobs would be huge, and you would know I need to breastfeed, or like constantly leaking, and it's not happening. But she did assure me that um, the fact that I'm almost a year from giving birth, and the fact that when you stress a little bit, it can make your period start sooner. So she was like, the fact that I'm not having a really heavy flow, or just a flow consistent, that it may not even be a full period, and it may still be spotty, so I may not get a period next month or the next 2 months. And that made me happy a little bit, and just knowing that when my period goes back off, my hormones are going to change again and can increase my milk supply like back. And so she did aid me to use my pump, which I don't. I haven't been pumping continuously like while I'm breastfeeding since, I'm gonna say, maybe January, and I only pump when I'm leaving the baby with my partner. So that's like here and there, very rare. Mm-mm. So that's a different change. But what I will say, mental health wise, like knowing I do have a period now, I'm able to use my ovulation method, and that's what I was using prior to getting pregnant. I was using the ovulation method along with my period, because I'm very regular, so I would just not, you know, have sex during that time. And the fact that my period is back, I feel more at ease knowing like I know how to handle when to have sex, pretty much. Not sure if anybody is aware of how to use that method. I can totally do a video. It's been working for me for a few years, and I will say it's not, you know, foolproof, but it does help when you know. Um, so I am happy. I'm not happy that it came back, because I was hoping to get to 2 years with no period. It's been 500 and something days with no period, but with my hormones changing and with feeding the baby more, like she's, you know, of course, probably not drinking as much. My partner said he's noticed that I'm not breastfeeding as much, but I feel like, I guess because I'm breastfeeding on demand, it's still consistent. So, moving into my first full year of being a mom, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back because postpartum depression and me broke up. I feel like I've been out of postpartum depression since maybe January, February, and I'm glad I wasn't like in a super high scale of it. But I felt really good to like get back to me. Like I'm starting to go out more. I feel a little bit like me. And when I say that, like I'm gonna say like the social butterfly in me wanting to step out more, not having so much separation anxiety for my baby when I do leave, um, and just feeling comfortable with like, okay, it's time to get back into a routine. I'm kind of ready to go back to work, but more so, I'm ready to work back with my entrepreneurial businesses. I'm ready to have a wake up routine, a night routine. I feel like when I get into that ebb and flow, so will with my baby. Like I'm still on baby's time, but I feel like it'll be easier for me to accomplish tasks and goals and, you know, feel like I'm back in the groove of moving forward with my life and my goals. Because the one thing I haven't announced to anyone other than my close friends and family is that I'm going back for another um degree. So I'm getting a degree in social work. My goal is to become LCSW, a licensed clinical social worker. And I'm really, really excited because you know how you start going to school for one thing and then you find a hidden passion or interest later in your life. That's what happened to me, but I'm hoping to conglomerate all of my passions into one. And I've wanted to be a therapist for a really long time. Like I knew I should have probably entered that field when I started college, but I was a little, I wouldn't say discouraged, but when I thought about like the career path and how long it probably would take, that's what discouraged me. Like I don't want to go get my master's if I don't have to, and so I went a different route. And even though I've done things with my degree, I'm still at the point in my life where I'm like, I still want to do that. So I am heading towards that way, and I'm really excited to step into social work with a niche in maternal health, um, because that's where my life has just steered towards, and my passion behind it, from having previous miscarriages, from womb work, from being a doula, from having just this connection with women when it comes to spirituality, health, and mental health. So I'm really excited to step back into that lane, learn a new trade, and you know, there's never enough social workers. So I'm really, really excited to switch lanes. And I think just, you know, going back to school, like I said, having that routine and my village support me. Um, I know the next 2 years is probably gonna fly by, which I'm excited for, so I can step into that field. But yeah, like I'm excited. 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 So for all the moms who feel like they're starting over again, feel like they're not sure what to do, like while you're on maternity leave, like of course, think about your baby, but also think about what new milestones you want to set for yourself. I can specifically say for me, when I have given myself goals to accomplish, like signing back up to school, putting my doula work on Medi-Cal services, so that way, like when I'm done with maternity leave, I can step back into different roles and pivot. I feel like every mom, once they have their baby, their mind is shifting. And I'm going to say parents, not just moms, but their mind shifts to how can I create a better life for me and for my baby. I want to give them the world. I want to give them things that I haven't done. And so when we're in that mode, what what how we were living probably isn't as congruent as where we want to grow. So go and grow. So I highly encourage, like, if you are in that mindset of like, I want to change my life, I want to do something different, this is the time to do so. And just know that because your baby is young, outside of like childcare and babysitting, they do not need much. Um, so my goal within the next 5 years before my kid goes to school is, one, be a stay-at-home mom, two, get my ducks in a row. Like, I feel like my ducks were already in a row, but now I feel my ducks were in a row, but they were different colors. So now it's time to get all the ducks in the same color. So that way I feel more comfortable financially, and like, because my baby's young, like this is it feels like my grind mode, but it's gonna be in the soft girl era of things. So I'm really, really excited. Another thing I'm excited about is launching my business. So I already have a business too, but I'm gonna kick off a third one, and kind of, I want to say, not put my other businesses on a back burner, but introduce something new that is more congruent with where I am right now, which is maternal health, supporting moms, and now that I am a mom, creating a community of moms for me. So it's called Positive Mamas. I want everybody to go follow it on Instagram. I'll do a different video talking about that later. But I just want to just sprinkle that in. Like, there's new things brewing for Positive Ashley, and I want to serve others the best way that I can with my passions and inspire. So if you want to learn more, please tune in. I know I mentioned postpartum classes prior to this video, and I want to introduce those after my baby is one. I feel like at the time where I wanted to introduce them, like, I was still trying to grapple with being a mom. So stay tuned. Follow Positive Mamas. I will announce there, but also in the next few videos, I'll add a mailing list so people can be aware. And I know moms probably hate mailing lists because all of the, so just stay tuned. Hopefully I'll pop up in your sector when it's divine. And lastly, because I feel like this video is getting kind of long, lastly, I want to unbox my Mother's Day gift. So I have not one, but two of these gifts because my partner got one as well. This is when we went to the Birth Fund fundraiser. It was their 1 year anniversary, and I am a Birth Fund mom, and my baby's a Birth Fund baby. And how we became Birth Fund participants was the day that I went to Kindred Space to show my partner the space, to see if he was comfortable with me giving birth there. One of the co-owners, Allegra, and my midwife, she suggested that we apply to the Birth Fund, and she thought that we were great applicants to try. And so I applied. I did a video submission telling why I think I should win this grant, and we were selected, and we had an amazing birth team. And so Birth Fund feels like midwifery is that midpoint to decrease Black maternal mortality rates from giving birth, and they are using the model of Kindred Space, but also just midwifery care as a game changer to support families who want to create the birth of their dreams, essentially. And I definitely had the birth of my dreams. So this was our first time attending the fundraiser. because last year I was giving birth. And so I'm really excited to unbox this cute bag. I just love I love when brands put their brand on things. It makes it very inclusive, exclusive, and whatnot. So I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video, so it's not taking so long. All right, so meet me in the next video. Gotta end the live.